So let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position serviceable for meditation. And think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open. Hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness and not slouching, not leaning. Also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And then begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation. Constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. Letting go too of thoughts of the past and plans for the future. Concentrating your awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then, without judgment or frustration, to lift your awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind feels more calm, we'll generate abroad an altruistic motivation for our time. So take a moment to intentionally widen the circle of our concern and try to embrace countless sentient beings within the field of our practice, recognizing that just like oneself, all other sentient beings deeply wish to be happy, deeply wish to be free of suffering. And yet, despite that, in their own lives, again and again without choice, they experience inner and outer difficulties, obstacles, being bereft of true, genuine, uncontaminated happiness. So I think of all of the ways in which that is true, trying to soften our hearts to the existential condition facing all sentient beings, so that the wish to be of benefit can take root in the mind. And then we recognize that to be of benefit, we must work on our own minds. We ourselves must become deeply familiar with virtue, must turn away from non virtue. Only then can we become truly beneficial for sentient beings, when our minds naturally, spontaneously are acting from a place of constructive states, those that support beneficial actions. When we ourselves are free of the influence of destructive states, those that motivate harmful actions. So I take that process as the purpose of our time. And with that motivation, I'll contemplate the next verse in the 8 verses of thought transformation. In all actions, I will examine my mind, and as soon as a disturbing emotion arises, endangering myself and others, I will firmly confront and avert it. In all actions, I will examine my mind, and as soon as a disturbing emotion arises, endangering myself and others, I will firmly confront and avert it. So here we are committing ourselves to a vigilance, recognizing that it is the afflictions that are responsible for our own suffering, but the times when we cause suffering for others, we ourselves suffer in the moment, when our own peace of mind, our own contentment is robbed from us by the arising of affliction. And we sow the seeds of our own suffering in the future by strengthening the habit of practicing the afflictions and by laying down negative karmic tendencies that will ripen in the future. And we directly harm others in the moment through our actions, the non virtues of body, speech, and mind that are motivated by the afflictions. So we try to see the afflictions as the inner enemy, that which must be cast out from the mind, as that which is responsible for all of the harm that we cause and we experience. So think back over your own life. How influential anger, attachment, envy, malice, greed, these negative states are in your life, just as an ordinary sentient being, still under the influence of these afflicted states. Recognizing with wisdom the harm of these states of mind to oneself, to others. We have many options for confronting and averting them. We can try to cultivate their direct opposites, their antidotes, to practice joy when jealousy arises, to practice compassion or love when anger arises, to practice contentment when attachment arises, or to disidentify with what is arising in the mind, to simply see it as a thought and watch it arise and let it go, not seeing it as part of oneself, part of one's identity, thinking there is anger, not I am angry, and just observing, not energizing, not following. And ultimately, spending time understanding the root causes of the afflicted states, and replacing those mistaken ways of thinking and acting with ones that are based on wisdom. So now give rise to a determination to follow through on these ways of confronting and averting these harmful states. In verse 4, whenever I see beings of bad nature and those oppressed by intense negativity and suffering, I will practice holding such rare ones dear, as if I had found a precious treasure. Whenever I see beings of bad nature and those oppressed by intense negativity and suffering, I will practice holding such rare ones dear, as if I had found a precious treasure. There are different types of people mentioned. A person of quote unquote bad nature might be someone who has a very strong association with negative states of mind, someone who struggles consistently in more intense ways to overcome their jealousy, their malice, and someone who is oppressed by intense negativity could also be someone acting in the world, causing great harm. Someone routinely engaging in perhaps criminal behavior, destructive behavior. And those oppressed by intense suffering could be those who have very severe physical or mental problems, those who struggle with addiction. So, in all of these cases, we tend to respond with aversion or even anger, having a very judgmental mind, forgetting our training in compassion, patience, generosity. When we're surrounded by people who are kind, well mannered, we find it easy to be kind, to be well mannered. When people in these categories show us the limits of our training, giving us an opportunity to see when we find it difficult to practice patience, to be compassionate. As people who are interested in spiritual growth, we require these more difficult opportunities We must be able to be patient, to be kind, to be compassionate, to be loving in these more difficult situations. To separate the intrinsic nature of these sentient beings from the temporary actions, habits, familiarities that they're currently expressing, to see their potential, their basic goodness. So try to give rise again to a determination to change the lens through which you see these types of people, to see them as invaluable to your own spiritual growth. Then, when you're ready, we'll come back together and we'll dedicate. So, recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation, which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy, for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly, when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of all sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's own life be completely dispelled. and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.